Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read, for the main part of the read. The Art of Love Tarot by Denise Jarvie. Artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. Website in the back here, blueangelonline.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Supportive oracle cards are You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website on the back here, rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A is an apple, U is an umbrella. Are we good? Cool. Cool, cool, cool. What do we have for Taurus? Doing a lot of face down cards. That's interesting. Okay, so I mean, I dealt them obviously, but there's like all the future cards are face down. So like something unexpected is what I'm thinking. Information coming forward. The Knight of Trees, Knight of Pentacles, is coming forward with a message. There should be some information coming forward to you about a choice that somebody else made. It's a little late to the party. This reminds me of like if you have a partner. It doesn't have to be that. It's a general read. Keep that in mind. But somebody in your life. It could be a partner romantically. I don't know why I'm going there, but here we go. And you realize that, you know, you got a trip coming up next month. And you're like, we have to get on that because, you know, it's a month away. I think we're a little behind. Like, we have a whole week off together. What are we going to do? And they're like, oh, I already booked us for this hotel and I already bought us plane tickets for that. And you're like, we talked about that? And they're like, no, I just wanted to do it. And you like that type of stuff, so I didn't see the problem, so I just did it. And it's kind of like, okay. It's not bad. So it's something that you do like, but it's also kind of like, that's not how we do stuff. Like, that's not how we do stuff. I feel like that's what's coming in. Like, there's something coming in about somebody making a decision, and I feel like that's not how we do stuff, but I guess it's okay. They just went ahead and made decisions. It's not bad. I do feel like it kind of like ruffles your feathers a little bit. Kind of like, all right, whatever they booked, it's something you like. It's something you've probably done before. It's not bad, but it's kind of like, why didn't we talk about that? I keep feeling that energy, kind of like it's not a bad outcome. It would have been better if you had told me. I probably would have agreed with it anyway, but still, I don't like that energy. It's already okay. So it's not bad. It does. I feel like it bothers me though. It's kind of like I don't like that. Like I feel like I don't like it, but it's not bad. I keep feeling that energy, and I do care about, and I do feel like there's a level of trust with the person who made this decision. So I'm like, I guess it's not bad. It does seem to like just not sit with me right. It just doesn't sit with me right, and it's kind of like I don't know if I'm gonna like complain about it or not. Some of you might, in the sense of like, you know what, next time, before you put money down, give me a heads up first, just so I have just in case maybe there's something else I want to do or there's something else I'm thinking. Just like, give me a heads up first. There might be a little bit of a, I don't know. I feel usually when I think of Taurus, I don't think of them as screaming and yelling. There's a lot of different flavor of Taurus, so if you're a Taurus and you do, then you do. It's fine. But the thing is, especially with earth signs, they come across with energy, and they just, when they're not happy, I just feel like they can say it in the most pleasant way, but you know when they're not happy. It just, the energy is there. You can tell, like, you did that, and I don't care for it. Like, it just comes across quite, like, you make your point. I don't know. I just feel like it might come across like that. Like, not like we're having an argument, but you might make your point with this person. Like, I don't really care for the way you did that. Next time, do it differently. Just, and it may be very short, sweet thing. Things are going forward. I do feel like you might make your point. I keep saying might. I feel like, I don't know. I'm personally thinking maybe you should, but it doesn't mean it has to be a bad moment. Just kind of like, if you don't really care for that, I feel like we should like just make note of it. Let's do that differently next time. Okay. When things go forward. Okay, I'm nervous about these cards. Yeah, you're not really happy about it right off the bat. I do feel like you need to make a point. This card showing up, it's kind of floating, and only in the sense of like it needs to be addressed, but when if this reading is hitting you at the proper time, whatever that proper time may be for you, I feel like it's saying make note of this, don't wait, don't sit on it, because it's, especially if you're watching this and it's clicking in your brain what it was, maybe you haven't said anything at this point, this card is saying you will. You will. Sooner better. Sooner helps. Sooner is better than later, because I feel like the longer it sits, the more it kind of builds, the more tense it gets, because I feel like some of you might be telling yourselves, maybe, take it with a grain of salt, maybe you're telling yourself you're not going to say anything. This card is saying, oh, you're gonna, because it's bothering you, because especially if it keeps rolling around and every now and then it just kind of pops in your brain, you may be telling yourself, I'm not going to say anything, but it's bothering you. Sooner or later, you're going to say something, because it's bothering you. The sooner you say something, the less energy behind it. So it's better to say now rather than 10 days from now when you have 10 days of angst behind it, pushing it forward. So they're just saying, you're going to say something. You're going to say something, especially if you don't expect to, but somebody triggers you, and you're like, oh, before you do that again, I didn't like it when you did it last time. Like, poof, it'll fly right out. Or maybe something where you're trying to not, and you're choking it down, but poof, it comes out anyway. Because I'm seeing here, there's a moment coming forward. Ten of Wands is stress. This says hoarding, I don't believe. That's not how I read this card, so it's fine. Ten of Wands is stress leading to success. But health is saying you need to say how you feel. It needs to become a part of this. It needs to become a part of the situation where you explain how you feel. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting frustrated. It has to be said. It needs to be said. It needs to be said. I do see that it actually helps things. The sooner helps more than later. The energy is more palatable if you do it sooner rather than later. Because I feel like this person is going to get kind of like a little shell-shocked or something. I feel like they're going to kind of recoil, like, I don't understand why that was bad. I just feel like I don't understand why that was bad, Taurus. And I feel like there could be a good conversation, like how they live life, how you live life, why and how, and it doesn't seem like it has to be that big of a deal, but if we hold it back and we don't say anything, for some of you, I'm just going to be fair, I am feeling like you might hold on to this for a few years. I'm getting it. This is going to hurt this person if they realize you didn't tell them how you felt until years later. Tell them. Tell them how you feel. It will strengthen the relationship. Tell them. Because when they know, they just need to know, and it makes it easier. If they feel like you've held it for years and you didn't tell them, it's going to be like, well, why didn't you just tell me? Why didn't we just talk about it? I feel like it's going to hurt them, and I don't think that's your goal with this person. The sooner you balance it out, the better it goes. You got the Ace of Cups showing up with the Six of Pentacles. Tell how you feel. I feel like that's the biggest thing for this. You don't even have to, like, if you're worried, like, saying something to somebody's face, you're like, I'm afraid of, like, how I'm going to say it. Maybe you're afraid of, like, you know, how you're going to say it, how you're, you know, what you're going to emote when you say it, because it's really not something you cared for. There's advice here for this. You can do it by text or by some other means. Write an email. Try to make it short. Some of you are good with that. Some of you are not. I don't know. I feel like Taurus is going to over-explain. I could be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I would try to make it short. But if you write it, you don't have to send it right away. Write it, reread it, have other people read it if you're worried. People you trust. You can do this in a message, saying, and you can start with the positive. This situation actually worked out quite well. I would have probably chose it anyway. I would like to make note, though, that this is how I would have preferred it to go out. Even though I think it would have turned out the same way, this is how I like to do things. I like to be included in the decision process. You can text it, you can email it, you can write a physical letter a different way. There's other ways to do it. You don't have to talk to somebody face to face. You don't have to have that in-person direct connection. If you have that little bit of distance and you can write it down and you can have somebody else read it and go, Taurus, like, are you that mad? And you're like, what do you mean? I'm just saying how I felt. Yeah, but this, and that, if you were saying that to me, I would think you were mad at me. Really? Why? And then you would go through that whole thing. So that's an idea. Getting your feelings out there, important. Very important. It's going to come out sooner or later. Some of you, again, I keep getting, you might hold on to it for years. It just makes this stronger. It makes this connection better. It gives you more of what you actually do want by saying something now. It's much healthier. And I feel like this is what you want. By saying something, you get more of what you want from this connection. Are we good? All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.